So today we are going to discuss BJT with the input AC signal, or else we are going to discuss with the after this we are going to discuss the actual syllabus topic which is included in your module 1, that is small signal model of BJT and its operation. So before to that we need to understand what happens when we give the input AC signal to the BJT. So this is a figure which is included with the input AC signal. It is indicated as VI here, and we have provided the biasing voltage VBB to the emitter base, and to collector base we have provided the bias voltage of VCC. Okay, so VCC. So next is so here the current flows, the IB flows because of the AC component as well as because of the DC component. So I can say IB, that is a bias current or instantaneous current. I say instantaneous current is a combination of the AC component and the DC component. Okay, so in this figure, just to understand which are the AC components and which are the DC component and what is the instantaneous values, I have shown this picture. Okay, so here it has been given, that is the base current IB, instantaneous base current, which is nothing but capital letter IB plus small letter IB. So this represents the AC component, that is because of this VI, and this current flows, that is capital letter IB flows because of the DC voltage VBB. Okay, so IB is equals to capital letter IB plus small letter IB. And this IE is nothing but the instantaneous emitter current, that is because of the AC emitter current and AC emitter current and the DC emitter current. And the instantaneous collector current is nothing but the AC collector current and the DC collector current. So here it has been given I, capital letter B subscript, IC, IE are the DC currents. Capital letter IB, IC, IE are the DC current, and small letter IB, this should be small letter IB, IC, IE, that is AC current, and small letter I, capital letter B, subscripts capital letter means that is AC plus DC currents. Okay, so similarly the voltages, capital letter VBA and VCE are the DC voltages, and small letter VBE and VCE are the AC voltages, and small letter V subscripts are capital letter, which is nothing but DC plus AC voltages. Okay, so this is BJT with the input AC signal. What are the different currents at the various points and various voltages we have seen now. I hope you got to know what is the DC component and what is the AC component. DC component we have represented here as capital letters, AC component in the small letters, and DC plus AC current subscript with the capital, whereas I and V we have represented as small letters. Okay, so next is BJT with small AC input signal. So what is a small AC signal? That is, small AC signal refers to the input signal VBE, that is a AC component, AC signal whose magnitude is much smaller than the thermal voltage. So what is this thermal voltage? Thermal voltage is nothing but, it is not a readily measurable voltage between the semiconductor material. That is, it is not readily measurable between the base and the emitter. It is a value of 25 millivolt at the room temperature. That is, we know thermal voltage VT is equals to KT divided by Q, where K is the Boltzmann constant and T is the room temperature, divided by Q is the charge value. Okay. Next is, it appears, that is your VT appears in the Shockley diode equation, which shows the relation between the semiconductor diode junction voltage and the current. That is, we know the relation, that is, we know the current equation IC is equals to IS e to the power VB by VT. I hope you remember this equation. That is nothing but this Shockley diode equation. So with this, with this I can say thermal voltage is not a readily measurable voltage between the semiconductor material. So the value for Vt at room temperature is 25, nearly approximately equals to 25 millivolt. So whatever the Vb you are applying, it is very much smaller than Vt. So I can say the AC signal is very small signal it is. So whose magnitude of the AC signal applied for the amplification must be small so that the transistor operates in the linear region for a whole cycle of input. So whatever the magnitude we are going to set for the AC signal, because we are doing the amplification here, so my amplifier should work in a linear region. Okay, for entire full cycle of the input, one full cycle of the whole cycle of the input, my transistor should work in a linear region. So it is called a linear amplifier. Next thing is the transistor is never driven into saturation or cutoff, because I want the amplification. I want to obtain the output power, signal power should be greater than the input power, that is amplified output I should get. So in order to obtain the amplified output, I should work my transistor in the active region or linear region. So my transistor should never driven into your saturation or cutoff region. So these are the two requirements. Then on the other hand, if the input signal is too large, this is considered when the input voltage is very small. If the input signal is too large, the fluctuations along the load line will drive the transistor into either saturation or it will drive into the cutoff region. This clips the peaks of the input and the amplifier is no longer linear. At that time, your amplification, it won't be done. Some of the signal, it might be lost at the output side. Okay, so this is regarding the BJT with the small AC input signal. So I had given a clear idea like what is a small AC signal. So when we apply the small AC signal, what the transistor must do, that is transistor should operate in a linear region, it should not enter into a saturation or cutoff region. So your VB values, whatever the small signal we are applying, the magnitude of which is very much lesser than your VT, that is a thermal voltage. The value of thermal voltage is 25 millivolt. You only decide like what might be the range of your VBE. So VT is 25 millivolt. It should be lesser than that. VB should be lesser than that. Okay. So approximately around 10 millivolt we can give VB. Okay. So this is actually your topic which is included in the syllabus. So those two slides just the prerequisite to study this particular topic, small signal operation and model. So this is a picture which is nothing but, can you identify which configuration it is? We know three configurations: common emitter, common collector and common base. So depending upon which terminal is grounded here, based upon that we can tell which configuration. So here the emitter terminal is grounded, so it is a emitter configuration, common emitter configuration, because the input is provided to the base and the emitter, and the output we are taking from the collector and the emitter region. So here, as I told, we are going to apply the small AC signal, that is VBE. Along with that, the DC bias voltage is VBE, and VCC, which is nothing but the bias voltage for the collector emitter. Collector base. That is why we are giving the bias voltages here. What is my requirement? My transistor should work in a linear region, active region. Active region, there are two junctions in a transistor, emitter base and the collector base. Emitter base junction should be forward biased and collector base junction should be reverse biased. So in order to make that, I am providing the DC voltages here, that is VBE. See, the plus terminal is connected to the base and negative is connected to the emitter. Since it is a NPN transistor, the emitter base will be forward biased. So collector base, it will be reverse biased because your collector, that is the N region, it is connected to the positive potential and negative is connected to the emitter. So here this is a common emitter configuration. So this will be acting as a reverse bias. Collector base will be acting as a reverse bias. That is what the requirement. Now, yeah, this is what the explanation it is given here. That is base, collector, emitter base should be forward biased and collector base should be reverse biased. For that, VBE and VCC bias voltages are given. So VCC is given through the resistor RC. Okay. So next, the input signal to be amplified is represented by the voltage source VBE that is superimposed on VBE. That means whatever the voltage, VBE voltage we are going to get here, that will be because of the small AC signal as well as because of the DC signal. So VBE, I can say this is VBE plus this VBE. So capital letter VBE DC component, small letter VBE AC component, and this is the voltage that is required for the transistor to work. Okay. So next is we consider the first DC bias conditions by setting the signal VBE to 0. So we consider DC bias conditions first by setting how we are providing the DC bias conditions. That is, we need to neglect this, not neglecting actually, we are not going to include this VBE. So wherever voltage sources are there, we are going to short. If there is any current sources, that will be taken as the open circuit. So here only the voltage source is there. So we are going to short this. See here in the second figure, you cannot see the AC component, just the DC voltages. VBE, it is present. Both the sides, only the DC voltages are present. Okay, so let us consider the second figure now. According to the second figure, what I can write the relationship between the DC current and the voltages is, see this equation I already know from the Shockley diode equation, that is the collector current. IC is nothing but IS, saturation current, into e to the power exponential VBE by VT. Okay, so VBE by VT. And also I know emitter and the collector current relation. IE is equals to IC by alpha, or alpha is equal to IC by IE, and beta is equals to IC by IB. And then the output voltage, that is VCE, that is applying KVL for the output loop. See here, applying KVL for the output loop, it will be VCC minus ICRC minus VC, or I can write VC is equals to VCC minus ICRC. That is what given here. So these are the few relations between the DC current and the voltages. Okay, DC current and voltage. See, this all these are represented using the DC notations. Capital letter IC, capital letter VBE, capital letter IE, capital letter IC, capital letter IB, capital letter VCE, capital letter VCC. Capital letter ICRC. All are in capital letter. So it is a DC relationship between the DC current and the DC voltages. This we should know all these relations. Okay, so obviously for active mode operation, your VC should be greater than, that is collector voltage, it should be greater than the base voltage minus the collector to base voltage, that is 0.4, by an amount that allows for the required signal swing at the collector. Okay, so next let us see what is the amount of collector current and what is this transconductance. Okay, so if a signal VB is applied, if a signal VB, that is AC signal, see here small letter, it is all the symbols, it is small letters, alphabets are small letters. VBE means it is a AC signal that we are applying, to the figure 1. That is, we need to consider the figure 1 now. We are providing the signal. So total instantaneous base emitter voltage VBE. Total instantaneous base voltage current means total instantaneous base emitter voltage VBE. It is nothing but the combination of AC component and the DC component. So small letter VB is AC and capital letter VB is DC. So this is the instantaneous base to emitter voltage. Okay, so correspondingly the collector current becomes, collector current we know the relation IC is equals to IS e to the power VB by VT. Now we are writing for the instantaneous current. So small letter I, subscript is capital letter, instantaneous. So this is equals to IS, this will be capital letter because this is common for all. Okay, whatever DC or AC component, it will be common for all. IS remains constant. IS into e to the power, and you see the notations here, small letter VBE indicates that this is the instantaneous voltage, base to emitter voltage, divided by VT is a constant. So it is represented as capital letter VT. Now, what is this VBE? VB we have got it as it is a combination of AC voltage and the AC and the DC voltage. So substitute that and separate the exponentials, that is e to the power x plus y you can apply here. So e to the power x into e to the power y. So e to the power VB by VT, here also e to the power small letter VB by VT. Now your equation 1, use the equation 1, that is IC is equals to IS e to the power VB by VT. So this is nothing but, what is this? Capital letter IC, that is a DC component, DC current it is. So small letter IC, which is nothing but capital letter IC, this is not small letter, instantaneous current I can say. Instantaneous current is nothing but your DC current IC into one more factor is there, that is e to the power small letter VB by VT. So I can say now instantaneous current, again here we have got in terms of DC component and the AC component, right? So now if I make VBE is very much lesser than VT, this we have already know. Small signal means your input AC signal, it is very much lesser than your thermal voltage 25 millivolt. So we approximate equation 5 as, that is we have expanded this exponential in series. So you can take it as e to the power x here. So here I have written that equation, how we can expand. E to the power x is equals to summation n equal to 0 to infinite x to the power n divided by n factorial, which is nothing but 1 plus x by n factorial. It goes like this up to n. Next is up to infinite. Next is, here we are going to consider only the first two factors, that is 1 plus x by 1 factorial. What is x here? X is nothing but VB by VT. So VB by VT, 1 plus VB by VT, that we have written here. So IC, it is not exactly equal because we have many infinite terms here. It is approximately equal to IC into 1 plus VB by VT. So this is a collector current, instantaneous collector current. Okay, so now okay, so this collector current is only valid for VB less than approximately 10 millivolt. As I told, VB, if it is approximately 10 millivolt, it will be referred as a small signal approximation. If it is more, then it may not be a small signal approximation because the condition is VB should be lesser than VT value, 25 millivolt. So we are going to approximate VB as 10 millivolt. It can take value of 10 millivolt. Under this approximation, the total collector current is given by the equation 6. That is the previous equation that we have seen. IC is equals to capital letter IC into 1 plus VB by VT. Now if I remove the bracket, then it will become IC plus IC by VT into VBE. Correct. So VBE. Thus the collector current is composed of DC bias value IC, that is this one, and the AC signal component IC. How they are telling this is AC component? See, IC into VB by VT. You see the previous equation. See, this is, see this VBE is nothing but AC, right? So IC into VB by VT, which is nothing but your AC current. Right, so AC current. So I can say IC is equals to capital letter IC plus small letter IC. So that is what they are telling. Collector current is composed of DC value as well as the AC value. So this equation relates the signal current in the collector to the corresponding base emitter voltage. So it can be written as, so they are writing this equation as instantaneous current, which is AC current, small letter IC, AC current is equals to GM into VBE. So what is this GM? See, this equation, it is written like this. That is IC by VT is replaced by GM. So what is this GM then? It is a transconductance. Transconductance is nothing but whatever the graph we are going to, whatever the curve we are going to draw, that is relationship between the VBE and IC. VBE and IC, input voltage and the output current equation, whatever we are going to write, the slope of the curve is nothing but the transconductance. So GM represents the slope of ICVBE curve at the Q point. So GM is called transconductance, and it is given by the equation IC by VT, where IC is the DC component and VT is the terminal voltage. Very important expression. They may give the question like derive the expression for transconductance of BJT. So at that time, what and all you need to write is, that is, you need to start from this. What is VBE and what is IC, what is ISC. Very important thing here you need to know is, one is how to represent the DC component, how to represent AC component, and how to represent the instantaneous component. Instantaneous component is the combination of AC and DC. AC component is represented by the small letters, all the subscript, everything. A DC component by the capital letter. Instantaneous values, for example, if I take current, small letter I with the subscript capital letters. Okay, similarly voltage, V small letter and the subscript are in capital letters. Okay, so this is how, and these things you need to write down, and then equation 1 also you need to write here, because equation 1 they may not be knowing. If you write use of equation 1 means this one. First equation, IC is equals to ISC to the power VB by VT. It's better you write these equations also. Okay, so start from this one, then you write those 4 equations, then you write down this one, then the collector current, and then this is very important. If VB is very much lesser than VT, then your equation 5 will become like this. So this is because of the exponential expansion in series. Here this one also you can write it as a note, and then expand that, remove the brackets, and then you consider this one. This is small letter IC. So this IC by VT is nothing but GM, transconductance. And what is transconductance? It represents the slope of ICVBE curve at the Q point. Okay. So next is, we observe that the transconductance. See here, from the previous slide we can mention that your transconductance is directly proportional to your collector current, DC collector current. Is that correct? So it is directly proportional to the collector bias current IC. Thus to obtain a constant predictable value for GM, we need a constant predictable IC. That is possible providing the proper biasing. Finally, we note that BJTs have relatively high transconductance as compared to MOSFET. MOSFET we have not come across. The module 2 you will be module 1 only you will be studying start studying MOSFET. At that time you will come to know MOSFET transconductance will be lesser than the BJT. So here I can say BJT, for instance, I can say BJT have relatively high transconductance. Next is we need to know, this is nothing but the graphical representation, graphical analysis of small signal condition. So linear operation of the transistor under the small signal condition. So the small signal VBE, which is given here, small signal VBE, very small waveform which is given in a triangular waveform. This VBE will be superimposed with your DC component, that is capital letter VBE. You can see here this VBE is superimposed with this VBE to provide the collector current. That also in the triangular form, and this collector current again it is superimposed with this DC collector current IC, right, at the Q point. So this is nothing but the Q point, and this slope represents the GM. Okay, so GM. Next, the small signal approximations implies that signal is so small that operation is restricted to an almost linear segment of ICVB exponential curve. So it is very much restricted to an linear segment of ICVB curve. So transconductance can be written as delta IC by delta VBE, where IC is equals to IC. What does this indicate? AC current is equals to DC current. So at this point the transconductance is defined delta IC by delta VBE. Very small change in IC divided by very small change in VBE. So the small signal approximation implies keeping the signal amplitude sufficiently small that operation is restricted to an almost linear segment of IC VBE exponential curve. Increasing the signal amplitude, if I increase the signal amplitude of VBE, which will result in the collector current having components non-linearity related to VB, because it is a very small signal. If I increase that, you will be getting a non-linear curve. So the analysis above suggests that small signal, that is VB very much lesser than VT, the transistor behaves as a voltage controlled current source. Why it is called voltage controlled current sources? See, we are providing VBE, that is the voltage, input voltage we are providing VBE. This is going to give the collector current, right? So we are going to get the current because of the input voltage. So we can say this is a voltage controlled current source. So voltage controlled current source. The input port of this is controlled source is between, that is input we are providing, input voltage we are providing between base and the emitter, and output port is between the collector and the emitter. So the transconductance of the controlled source is GM and output resistance is infinite. Okay, I hope you understood this curve. This curve is also very important. If they ask for the explanation, you need to draw this curve. You can take any waveform, either triangular or sinusoidal, anything you can take. You have to mention the GM, what is small letter IC, where is small letter IC, capital letter IC, capital letter VBE, and then small letter VBE. This is a curve of IC, instantaneous current versus the instantaneous voltage, base to emitter voltage. Okay, next let us see the base current. Okay, so now we have seen the, what is it, previously we have seen collector current and the transconductance. Next we are going to see the base current and the input resistance at the base. This is very important. To determine the resistance seen by VBE, first we need to evaluate the total base current IB. So how we can evaluate this base current IB? That is the instantaneous base current. So when I say instantaneous base current, small letter I with a capital letter subscript B. Okay, so this is nothing but we know the relation IC by beta, or else beta is equals to IC by IB. So it is rewritten here, IB is equals to IC by beta. So what is this instantaneous collector current, which is a combination of DC and AC? That is DC and this is AC, IC by VT into VBE. Next, a small letter IB, instantaneous current, can be written as this is a DC component. IC by beta is nothing but IB, and here also they have written like small letter IB, because IC by VT into VBE, which is nothing but small letter IB. Okay, so where capital letter IB is equals to IC by beta and signal component IB is given by, that is the AC component, which is given by IC by beta into VT into VBE. Substituting for IC by VT. So here they are going to substitute IC by VT as GM. We know IC by VT is nothing but GM. So how I can write this signal component IB as, that is GM by beta into VBE. Okay, so now I need to calculate the input resistance. Now we have got the expression for the base current IB. Now base current equation we have got in terms of transconductance. This is very important. IB is equals to GM by beta into VBE. Now we are going to obtain the expression for R pi, that is input resistance. Input resistance is denoted by the symbol small letter R subscript pi and is defined as, it is a ratio of base to emitter voltage divided by the base current, and both it is in terms of AC. VBE by IB, input resistance with respect to the AC with respect to the signal, with respect to the signal applied. So it is VBE by IB. And then how I can, using the equation 12, see using the equation 12, how I can write this as R pi is equals to beta by GM, it is written. So beta by GM. See how I can write this as R pi is equals to VB by IB, no? VB by IB. See, I'm taking IB to the other side here, so it will become VB by IB. I'm taking this to the other side, so it will become beta by GM. So R pi is equals to beta by GM. VB by IB, we know it is R pi, so it is beta by GM. So either you can remember this formula or this formula. R pi is equals to VB by IB or R pi is equals to beta by GM. This R pi is directly proportional to beta and inversely proportional to the bias current IC, because GM we know it is IC by VT. So it is inversely proportional to IC. Now, after substituting GM value, what is the next equation for R pi we are going to get? That is explained in the next slide. So R pi we know now, for instance, that is beta by GM. So what is GM? IC by VT. Now I am substituting GM value here. R pi is equals to beta divided by IC by VT. So this VT will go above, so it will become VT into beta divided by IC. But what is this beta by IC or IC by beta? IC by beta is nothing but IB. So I can write this R pi as VT divided by IB. This is one more expression. So this is in terms of DC and this is in terms of AC. Okay. So replacing IC by beta by IB gives an alternative expression for R pi as VT by IB. Okay. Next is emitter current and the input resistance at the emitter side. So last thing we have seen base current and the input resistance at the base. Now emitter current and the input resistance at the emitter. Input resistance at the emitter. So the total current IE can be determined from this equation. IE, that is instantaneous current, which is equals to instantaneous collector current divided by alpha. This relation we know. So what is instantaneous current? That is the combination of DC current and the AC current. So IC by alpha is nothing but IE. Similarly, you can write this. So instantaneous emitter current is a component of DC current and the AC current, where capital letter IE is equals to IC by alpha and signal current, AC signal current IE is given by small letter IC by alpha. We know small letter IC is IC by IC into VB by VT, but IC by alpha here it is IE. So I can write it as IE into VB by VT. So if we denote the small signal resistance between the base and emitter looking into the emitter by RE, it can be defined as RE is equals to VB by IE. That is same as that of your input resistance with respect to emitter. Looking at the base terminal, previous expression R pi we have got like VB by IB. Similarly here RE is equals to VB by IE. So using the equation 13, we find that RE is called emitter resistance and is given by RE is equals to VT by IE. See, this was VT by IB because we are calculating here input resistance looking at the base terminal. Next is RE, that is with respect to emitter terminal. So what it will be VT by IE, here it will be RE. So RE is equals to VT by IE. Next, when we compare so if we compare this equation with the 10th equation, it reveals that I had included in the next slide, I guess. Okay. So when you compare this equation with the 10th equation, your RE, you will be getting it as inverse of transconductance. Okay, inverse, because alpha is almost nearly equals to 0.99 it is. So it is 1 by GM. So compare this equation with your 10th equation. 10th equation is this one. GM is equals to IC by VT. IC by VT. So IE can be written as IC by alpha. So alpha by GM you are going to get. So this is 1 over GM. Next is relation between R pi and RE. So it can be found by combining their respective definitions in equation 13 star and 14 star. So if you compare these two, that is R pi and RE, then VB is common in both the expression. You see here, RE is this expression, VB by IE, R pi is VB by IB. So VB is nothing but VB is common. So VB is nothing but IERE, and here VB is IB into R pi. So what is R pi? IE by IB into RE. Next, similarly, I am substituting IE as IC plus IB. Again, I am substituting IC in terms of IB, beta into IB. Okay, so taking IB outside, IB will get cancelled, beta plus 1 into RE. So this is a relation between R pi and RE. R pi is equals to beta plus 1 into RE. Okay. So I think for today it is sufficient. I hope it is understood, very easy. But the thing here is you need to know what is a DC component, how to represent that, and what is the AC component, how to represent that, and what is the instantaneous current or voltage and how to represent that. Okay, I hope it is useful. See you in the next session. Thank you.